Hey, people, welcome in the building, welcome in the building, welcome in the building. It is Tuesday night, trending topics. I came on a little early, only because I got some stuff to do in a little bit. But I came on a little early, just a half hour early today. So welcome in the building. If you're not here because you thought I was coming on later and you catching the replay, holla at you too. But in the meantime, people, if you are here, make sure you hit that like button. That helps the Diva out. I'm pushing. I'm headed. I'm on my way to the 50K roll. And I appreciate y'all. Come on now. Help a sister out. Listen, guys, tonight's title is very simple. It's called Wow. Wow. This surgeon, after 2 months of dating a girlfriend, he was separated from his wife, not quite yet divorced. 2 months after dating, the girl gets pregnant. He told her what these men typically do, right? Don't have the baby. And you know, the people kill me and they want to love to tell you what to do with your body, right? He told her, don't have the baby. She said, I'm having my baby. Well, said she was having a baby. And what he did was he's got the cursing her out, telling her off. And then she didn't hear from him. Then all of a sudden she heard from him and she thought he turned the tables around. You know how these men like to do. He was all lovey-dovey to her, talking about, hey, how you doing? Come over. He was trying to get back in her good graces. Called her over. He was making her tea, making her hot chocolate tea, treating her all nice. Well, you know what he did? He forced some pills on her to make the baby go unalive. She found out she got sick, went to the hospital, started hemorrhaging. She lost the baby. He's a surgeon, a doctor. So now she's suing him, and rightfully so. But unfortunately, she lost her baby as a result. The best thing I could tell you ladies out there is, one, I'm not telling nobody how to live their life or what to do with their life. But if you're going to sleep with somebody that you just met, you should be using protection. They should do something. You should be on some form of birth control, because the last thing you want to do is be connected to somebody you don't know for 18 plus years. Once you have their baby, it is a wrap. You are connected to them for 18 plus years. Don't be so restless with who you choose to be your baby daddy. Baby daddies matter. And who you choose to be your baby daddy, it matters. And listen, sometimes you barely know these men and you've been with them for years. Who you think you really going to get to know out of 2 months? He could have ended up taking your life. Tara, much love, girlfriend. Thank you so much for your support. I love you. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you, everybody out there, for always supporting me. I appreciate y'all. So don't get yourself hung up and caught up with somebody you only know for 2 months. You're sleeping with them, obviously with no protection. This man lured you back in just so, because you said you wasn't going to unalive your baby, so he did it for you. We're going to talk about it. Then we're going to talk about these Rosemary Tucker. She's an influencer / philanthropist / scammer, according to the cops. You know, people kill me when they want to call themselves doing something in the name of Jesus. Hoodies for the homeless she was trying to sell. She, along with another partner, a male, are accused of using somebody's name, because the story may be a little confusing when I read it to you and show you the clipping. So I want to give you the briefing now. She's being accused of using somebody's name that have good credit and helping somebody that had bad credit get into different rental properties. That's fraud. She was ringing in about $100K a month. They arrested her, arrested the partner, but they ain't stopped her show. because she also likes to feed the homeless out there in Houston. So as soon as she got out of jail, she was back on the streets feeding the homeless. And she said she innocent. And listen, the world said innocent until proven guilty, right? She said she innocent. So we're going to have to see how this story turns out. Then the last one is Wendy Williams, a lawyer said she gonna be free by the end of the year. Well, we only got 20-something days yet. Do we even have 20-something days left? Yeah, probably about what, 21, 22? He's saying by the end of this year, Wendy Williams gonna be free out of that conservatorship. I hope so. But I'm gonna be very honest with you. And I'm saying this from my heart. This is no shade. I hope we don't see, thank you, Yolanda, 22 days. I hope we don't see a Britney Spears situation in Wendy Williams. I'm not wishing she stays under this conservatorship because that's Sabrina Morrissey. She's a fraud, if you ask me. But I just don't want to see her go down like Britney Spears. I don't know what's going on with Wendy, but I don't think Wendy's 100% the Wendy we knew when she was on the Wendy Williams show. But I don't think she needs to be under this conservatorship either, the way it is. But I also don't know if she should be 100% on her own. And I also don't know because her niece is young. And her niece got a man. I follow her niece on Instagram. And the other day she was saying happy birthday to her man. I don't know if her niece is ready to be a 100% caretaker for Wendy Williams. And I don't think the sister and the brother is ready either. And Wendy Williams' father, I think, is in his 90s. So it's going to be interesting. But I just hope her release is not the detriment of Wendy. That's all I hope for. So y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Wow. We got the surgeon cancels out his baby by his girlfriend because he ain't want her to have the baby. Darn what she wanted. We got Rosemary Tucker. The police saying she's scamming the people. And we got the Wendy Williams conservatorship that most likely she will be free by the end of 2025. So Merry Christmas to Wendy Williams. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hold on one second. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Listen, let's get right into these stories. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this surgeon. I think it's super sad. What's going oops, sorry, I hit the wrong button. What happened to this young lady. But I'm also like, girlfriend, you didn't know this man. Why was you with him with no protection? But we'll get into the story. Hold on one second.
Story. The alleged victim in one of the most disturbing cases Ohio medical regulators say they've seen is speaking exclusively to 11 investigators.
A local doctor's medical license suspended. He's accused of secretly giving abortion medications to a woman who was pregnant with his child and then attacking her.
Melissa Andrews sat down with the alleged victim and her attorney, who wants to make sure that he never practices medicine again.
The woman whose identity we are protecting says she met Dr. Hassan Abbas at the end of October of 2024. She says there were no red flags until 2 months later when she learned she was pregnant.
I just told him that I took a test. I sent him a picture of it. Was happy to talk to him about it and have a conversation. He called me on the phone and was screaming at me, just erratic behavior that I have never seen before.
The alleged victim says it was during that call she learned for the first time that Abbas was married and separated. After that explosive confrontation, she cut off contact. But soon, she says he reached back out with an apology.
He seemed genuine. It seemed like a genuine apology, but obviously it wasn't.
They met at his Holland home, where she says his behavior changed dramatically. He began preparing her food and drinks and seemed to be on board with the alleged victim having the baby.
He did offer me tea, and I did have it that night. And then we got together again a couple days later. And that's when the tea and the hot chocolate and those things continued, which was very out of character for him.
One early morning, everything changed. She says she woke up to him attacking her.
He got on top of me and put his fingers in my mouth.
She says she could taste what she now believes was crushed abortion medication. Terrified, she says a horrifying thought consumed her.
I laid there and I went back and forth in my head on if he was going to kill me. That was my biggest thought, was that he was going to kill me.
She says she fought back, grabbed her phone, and tried to call 911. But Abbas allegedly took the phone and hung up. She says he held her in the kitchen for 30 minutes, forcing her to listen to his explanation.
It was mostly about his family, his dad, his religion, him having to kind of fend for himself and not have a place to live and not have a car to drive. And it was truly mostly about that.
She eventually made it to the emergency room, where she says she began hemorrhaging and lost the pregnancy. Police were called and she obtained an emergency protection order the next day. Her attorney, Kelly Saul, says the case is among the most horrific she's handled.
It's one of the worst, if not the worst, stories that I've had, that I have been a part of. He engaged in complete manipulation. So it's horrific enough, criminally, civilly, morally, ethically, to do something like force your significant other to have an abortion, right? However, he knew that he could bring her back in.
The Ohio Medical Board took immediate action, suspending Abbas's license.
I was very surprised that in this situation, they immediately suspended his license. They issued a statement that they believed he created a present and imminent danger to society, to his patients.
Saul is planning on filing a civil lawsuit against Abbas, his father, Surgeon Jihad Abbas, and the University of Toledo Medical Center where he worked. She says UTMC allowed him to continue practicing for 11 months when it was aware of the allegations. Here's a letter the alleged victim sent to UTMC in February, informing them of her restraining order and allegations.
When you have a medical board who, when they're done reviewing the information, determines that the physician presented a clear and present danger, an immediate danger to his patients, and the hospital, of which has a duty to the community, was allowing him to practice, knowing the exact same facts that the medical board knew, that's scary.
The prosecutor's office confirms it's investigating criminal charges. Saul says she will file the civil suit by the end of the month. UTMC says Hassan Abbas is on administrative leave and is cooperating with the investigation. It did not comment on Saul's assertion that it did not take appropriate action sooner. For 11 Investigates, I'm Melissa Andrews.
You know, when men do crazy stuff like this, I often think, so you rather lose everything than to just have a baby? It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. It's incredibly sad. Let me just add a little bit more. Hold on one second. I'm gonna share screen again. So surgeon allegedly shoved crushed abortion pills into pregnant girlfriend's mouth while she slept. An Ohio surgeon is accused of stuffing crushed abortion pills into his girlfriend's mouth while she slept after he learned she was pregnant, killing her fetus. Hassan James Abbas, a 32-year-old surgeon, surgical resident at the University of Toledo, was able to easily obtain the abortion-inducing pills under his estranged wife's name from the telemedicine doctor, according to officials. He didn't force the medication into his girlfriend's mouth last year, according to officials. He got on top of me and put his fingers in my mouth, his girlfriend told the news. I lay there and I went back and forth in my head, wondering if he was going to kill me, she added. This is my biggest thought, that he was going to kill me. She survived, but told the station that the medication ended her pregnancy. Abbas had been dating a woman for just 2 months when she learned she was pregnant in December 2024. After taking a pregnancy test and sending him what she thought would be good news, she said he called her back screaming. It was during the phone call that she learned for the first time that he was married but separated. He tried to persuade her to get an abortion, but she wanted to keep the pregnancy, according to documents from the State Medical Board of Ohio obtained by Daily Mail. The following day, Abbas got the pills from an abortion telemedicine provider out of state in his wife's name, the record said. Abbas' girlfriend was due to give birth in August 2025, began complaining of nausea days after revealing her pregnancy. On the night of December 18, she terrifyingly woke up to Abbas holding her down and forcing a crushed powder inside her bottom lip beside her gums. The filing from the medical board said she fought to get away and ran to the kitchen where she called 911, the document said. He held her down and forced her to listen to his explanation for half an hour before she drove herself to the emergency room and claimed she had been assaulted. At the hospital, she learned that her pregnancy had been terminated. Patient was held down by a neck by her sexual partner after telling him she had a positive pregnancy test. Patient states that he forced an unknown substance into her mouth. She shoved and scratched him off her and got away at kitchen, the medical board said. She was treated at the hospital for vaginal bleeding. In July, Abbas confessed to researching the drugs he ordered online, using the wife's information to get them, according to the medical board. Abbas admitted to crushing the medication for it to dissolve more quickly. You stated that you adjusted the medication administration and did not follow the instruction, the document says. However, he claimed that she agreed to take the drugs. Abbas' medical license was suspended after the board found that he had violated several Ohio medical codes. He was also charged with abduction, tampering with evidence, unlawful distribution of an abortion-inducing drug, disrupting public services, identity fraud, and deception to obtain a dangerous drug, all felonies. He was indicted on November 5th and is scheduled to be arraigned on December the 19th. So all of that, sir, versus just having a baby is just crazy to me. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So she said it wasn't no red flags. Well, I already caught a few red flags, but one of the key red flags was his estranged wife. He didn't say his ex-wife, it said his estranged wife, so he's still married. First of all, we gotta be careful who we giving our bodies to. That same person you think is gonna be that man that's gonna be forever for loving you is gonna be that demon that's gonna take something away from you. I really wish we would stop being so willing to give ourselves away for a fun, fleeting moment, and learn to value ourselves a little more. This man is diabolical. You said, she said, y'all was in on this together, but then why would you need to get it in your strange wife's name if she wanted it?
You better talk.
You wouldn't have had to climb on top of her and crush it up neither if she was okay with this. This man is diabolical. She's lucky to still be alive. Because this could have went so many different ways. I am really glad that she got away. I know this may be traumatic for her, but this may be a blessing in disguise. She may not even understand. This is a crazy story.
Yes. Thank you. In my opinion, Katrina, your thoughts?
Hey, once I found out he was married, I've been like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. You're still married, and you've been with this man for 2 months, and you already pregnant. I mean, things happen, but girl, did you know him? Like, I know she worked with him whatsoever, but 2 months and you already pregnant and you supposed to be the girlfriend? That's a little quick. You know, you can't tell nobody when to get pregnant, how to get pregnant, whatsoever, but he should have been using protection. And now, because he probably gonna have to pay, you know, if the wife found out that another woman was pregnant, you know he's finna pay out the alimony pocket. You know he's finna cheat and get the money. So he was trying to get rid of that problem before the wife found out. Now you ain't did all this, you still got exposed. You ain't lost your doctor license. Now you look like a fool, because who wants you now? You can't practice law. You can't practice a doctor. You can't be a doctor no more. I'm quite sure your wife done divorced you. Then you got these criminal charges. You just messed yourself up. But that's what you get when you play in the pen. And now look at you. So good luck to him. And for the lady, I feel sorry for you. But 2 months. Just as in my opinion, say just take care of yourself, ladies. Because that's a little quick. And like I said, you found out he was married. Child been out of there. And then he telling you that he fussing at you when you are saying that you're pregnant. He fussing at you and saying all this type of stuff. I don't think I want to go back around him. I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because he's telling you, you got to do this. No, ma'am. You want to get me hemmed up. And then he tricked you over there and put stuff in your mouth. I seen this thing on I watched Special Victim Units. And where the guy had put the stuff on his penis and injected the girl. The girl had toxic syndrome and she ended up dying. So yeah, I don't know if y'all seen that episode, but yeah, you know me, girl, I love the TV. But yeah, she ended up dying because she had the toxic syndrome because he had did it that way. And it's sad. But like we say, women, be careful out there. And if you don't want no child, wrap it up. That's all I got.
To the men, wrap it up. To the ladies, listen, you should, for a whole year, when you're dating someone, you should definitely use protection. You want to have a baby with a man you don't even know? She says she did not find out this man was even married, but separated until she told him she was pregnant. Girl, we got to do better. And I'm not blaming what happened to her, but we got to do better. Let me go ahead and roll into this next story. And this next story, they calling the Good Samaritan a scammer. Let's take a listen. Hold on one second. Wait, that's not the one I want to show yet. Let me stop that. Hold on. This is it. This is it.
Influencer who runs a nonprofit that feeds the homeless has been arrested. When she's not running the nonprofit at a Christian clothing boutique, Houston police say she's been running a real estate scheme. KPRC2 News reporter Bryce Newberry has the allegations you'll see only on 2 tonight.
Her real estate license has been suspended for years, according to state records, but Houston police say that didn't stop her. And in some cases, it meant people with criminal records got into homes they otherwise couldn't have. On Instagram, she's known as Rosemary Tucker, the billionaire, posing next to city and state leaders for nearly 100,000 Facebook followers.
Another day that we are blessing the block with hot meals.
And documenting her philanthropy, feeding the homeless in downtown Houston. But when the cameras aren't rolling, Houston police say she's been working with licensed realtor Michael Okakiri, running a fraudulent rental business. Arrested after a months-long major offenders investigation, Tucker, whose real estate license has been suspended since 2018, is accused of leasing at least 7 properties in Harris and Fort Bend counties using a stolen identity, according to an arrest warrant, then releasing them and collecting payment from her tenants.
That is one of the most popular ways because it's very easy from a lot that we see on the street. We see things being taken advantage of all the time.
Troy Cothran is on the Houston Association of Realtors board and says landlords should be cautious and look at 2 years of an applicant's history.
So no matter how good it sounds, you've got to take some time to investigate it. If you get the wrong person there, it can cost you thousands of dollars that you may not have to spend on things that you took a shortcut on.
In addition to the nonprofit Hoodies for Healing, Tucker runs a Christian apparel shop called Blesties Boutique.
But we came by the address listed in multiple places, including in court documents, and it actually appears to be a massage parlor.
Neighbors say the business has been gone for months. The only sign of it is this banner still on the back of the building. Tucker allegedly used some of the fraudulently earned money to pay bills for the boutique, investigators say, out of an account that averaged more than $112,000 coming in every month. Many of the deposits appearing to be rent payments.
Come out, baby! Come out, baby! We're serving in the presence of Jesus!
One day after posting an $85,000 bond, video posted on Facebook appears to show her back on the streets, helping Houston's homeless.
Tucker's co-conspirator has also been released on bond. Her attorney tells me she maintains her innocence and looks forward to fighting this case in court, while police say the investigation is not over yet. I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
Hold on one second. She got out of jail and went right back to feeding the homeless. She says she innocent. Hold on one second, people. Let me share screen again. All right. So behind the social media post, Houston philanthropist arrested in alleged real estate scheme. A Houston woman known for running a nonprofit for feeding the homeless and maintaining a significant social media presence has been arrested following allegations of running a fraudulent real estate scheme, according to an arrest warrant written by Houston police. Rosemary Tucker, who operates the nonprofit Hoodies for Healing, has nearly 100K Facebook followers and has posed in photos with state and city leaders. Was arrested last week after a months-long investigation by the Houston Police Department's Mayor Offenders Division. She was charged with securing execution of a document by deception and fraudulently using personal identifying information. Her alleged co-conspirator, realtor Michael Akiri, faces the same charges. According to an arrest warrant, Tucker, whose Texas real estate license has been suspended since 2018, allegedly worked with Akiri to operate an unauthorized rental business. Investigators say Tucker leased at least 7 properties across Harris and Fort Bend counties using a stolen identity before releasing them and collecting payments from tenants. In some cases, tenants with criminal records ended up getting access to homes they otherwise may not have qualified for, according to police. Police investigators discovered a bank account associated with Tucker that received average monthly deposits exceeding $112,000, with many transactions appearing to be rental payments between the range of $1,600 and $3,000, according to records. Some of these allegedly fraudulently obtained funds were used to support Tucker's Christian apparel business, Blesties Boutique, according to investigators. More than $12,000 went to T-Mobile bills for the business. $6,715 went to Nissan auto loan bill, and nearly $300 was paid to Planet Fitness fees dues in Tucker's name. Police said bank records revealed. The boutique, which appears to support the nonprofit operations based on social media advertising, was no longer at the Cypress address listed in multiple places, according to court records. Instead, a massage parlor is in the strip mall suite, and neighbors said it has been there for months, with the only remnant of the clothing business being a banner hanging on the back of the building, which reads, "Buy a hoodie, help the homeless." Real estate industry response: "This is one of the most popular ways of fraud because it's very easy," said Troy, a board member of the Houston Association of Realtors. Troy advises landlords to exercise caution and thoroughly investigate potential tenants, recommending a review of at least 2 years of a tenant history. No matter how good it sounds, you got to take some time to investigate it, Troy warns. If you get the wrong person there, it can cost you thousands of dollars that you may not have to spend on things that you took a shortcut on. Current status, Tucker was released over the weekend after posting an $85,000 bond. Just one day after her release, she appeared to resume charitable activities with video footage on her Facebook showing her continuing to serve Houston's homeless community. Tucker's defense attorney declined to comment on specifics of the case or answer whether her charity work will continue as the cases are pending, but said she maintains her innocence and intends to fight the charges in court. O'Harry also posted a bond and was released on Monday. Records show Houston police said the investigation into the matter is ongoing. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Lord, I'm so tired of these people using the Lord name in vain. Instead of the hoodies for healing, they need to be hustlers in hoodies. Okay, I don't know. Listen here, when you try to hustle your way through life, you're gonna hustle your way to a jail cell. And it looked like she done hustled her way to a jail cell. I don't feel sorry for her at all. Notice that when she was feeding the homeless, she said donate now. So while she feeding the homeless and it looking charitable, she hustling the people to give her some more money that she can misuse the money on. You know what? It's always sad when we have to see our people out here doing it to us. It don't make no sense. I'm so tired of it. Lock up.
Thank you, Savannah. Your thoughts?
Hey, Divas, get me on this one because I came in the middle and I don't think I understand the full story.
Yeah, no problem. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, Diva. My thoughts is, did the guy still have his real estate license?
He did.
So maybe she thought because she was working with him, it was legit. And the reason why I'm saying that, and the way the man was saying that she put people in houses that they wouldn't be able to get. And what I'm getting for that is like maybe she been putting black people in houses that normally white folks is not gonna let them get in, because that's how it's been with us forever. And she helping them get in the houses, and they paying the rent. If we hear nobody saying they defaulted on the rent or anything like that, and then it takes money to feed them people, and she ain't sitting out there with just no little 2 pans of food. I'm not saying that she's all the way innocent. Don't get me wrong what I'm saying. But looking at the stuff that she's paying for, you didn't see where it's saying that she was paying for a $2 million house. She had a Lamborghini. Like she's driving an Alta. She's driving a Nissan. She paying a T-Mobile bill, and she paying. It's not like she was out there being extravagant, is what I'm saying. And we see her out there feeding people. And I ain't saying, you be out there scamming people and whatsoever. But not once did they say that the people that was in the houses wasn't paying. And sometimes they don't want us in there. They'll run they hold our credit. You got to do this. We got to see you got money in the bank. We need to know where that money came from. I mean, because I've been through the process. If you have a lot of say for instance, like you get your income tax, stuff from the government, you put it in your account. We need to know where this money come from. Well, how did you get this money in your account? I mean, they put us through everything. And I'm not saying what she was doing was right, but I didn't hear anything of them saying that she defrauded the people defrauded them. Everybody they got paid. I mean, the renters got paid, and you have people out here giving people CPN numbers to rent houses from the people to be dead, and they get their Social Security number and giving them CPNs and all that type of stuff, or they get a house on the LLC. But like I said, I think she was working with this guy, thinking that the man, since she working with the man, he had his license, and they just found something on him. I mean, I hope it turns around from her, and I hope she's not, like I said, I hope she's not out here doing no scamming stuff. But the thing to me, it take a lot of money. It take a lot of money to feed them people, and the food that we seen, it wasn't no small, just no 3 sets of, of food. She's got a whole line of stuff feeding people. So, I hope she is. I hope she is innocent, and I hope she ain't out here scamming, because I see it in a different way. I mean, I'm not saying that she's not a criminal, but I see it in a different way. But that's all I got.
I hear you, but let me just add this. It was a little scam going on somehow, at least it appears. So it wasn't that they was just getting these people into these apartments in a legitimate way. They was using someone's name that had a good credit. So that's where the fraudulent comes in, right? And then but it was really me that was trying to get in the house, but they was using somebody else's name that had good credit, but it was me that was getting in the house. And then
that's what I was saying about those CPNs. They use people, they use dead people. They really they find dead people social security numbers.
All I'm trying to say is the point is, Katrina, she wasn't, whether this she was a guy with a legit real estate license was in on it, but they still was doing some fraudulent stuff. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to move right into the last story. Wendy Williams. It looks like her lawyer saying in this year she's going to be a freak. She's going to be free. Let's get into it. So Wendy Williams' conservatorship could be terminated before the end of the year. So Wendy Williams' lawyer Joe Tocopina claimed the former TV host will be out of her conservatorship by the end of the year. Williams does not have frontotemporal dementia, so that should be game, set, match, the powerhouse attorney said in an interview with ABC's Nightline. The plan is there are guardianship attorneys, and we're watching and waiting. And they assured Wendy by year's end she'll be out of guardianship. Tocopina 59 added. As Page Six previously reported last month, a top neurologist determined that the former Wendy Williams show host, 61, did not have frontotemporal dementia 2 years after she was diagnosed with the brain disease. Sources told TMZ at the time that Williams completed a series of tests issued by a New York City-based medical doctor. The newer findings reportedly conflicted with an earlier test that determined Williams had frontotemporal dementia, a group of brain diseases that mainly affect the frontal and temporal lobes that are associated with personality, behavior, and language, per the Mayo Clinic. The neurologist's latest results were sent to Williams' legal team in late October. Tocopina told Page Six he would be demanding a jury trial and the first reports of Williams' new diagnosis. In 2022, Dancing with the Stars alum was placed under court-ordered guardianship after her bank, Wells Fargo, sent a letter to New York Supreme Court Judge Arlene Blythe requesting a hearing about well-being. Hold on one second, guys. An attorney for the financial institution wrote that they had strong reason to believe Williams was a victim of undue influence and financial exploitation. 2 years later, the former radio host, who is also battling Graves' disease and lymphedema, was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia as well as aphasia. At the time of her diagnosis, Wendy was in an undisclosed treatment center where her family claimed they were unable to reach her. In June, Williams' second ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, filed a $250 million lawsuit seeking to end her conservatorship. In the suit, Hunter claimed his ex-wife was being confined against her will at one of Couture's assisted living facilities with restricted access to her own phone and meaningful contact with her friends and family. The TV producer 53 also claimed in a complaint that Williams was being abused, neglected, and defrauded under the care of court-appointed guardians. Whoo-wee. So by the end of the year, it's a possibility Wendy will be free. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Well, we're gonna pray that happens. It's the year's finna be over in a couple of weeks. they got a lot to do if they're gonna get her out of this conservative before these couple of weeks is up. Especially with everybody being off for Christmas and stuff like that, New Year's. But I do pray that they get her out of it. I pray that the family rallies around her and they take turns watching out for her. Because we don't want to see her in this predicament again. But yeah, I'm all for a free Wendy. You know, I'm still gonna say free Wendy.
I hear you. Thank you. In my opinion, Katrina, your thoughts?
Yes, Diva. Um, I'm glad that man is doing this. I am so happy. Like I've been telling y'all, Wells Fargo is a shady bank anyway. They got an $85 million lawsuit right now because they was having people, they was tricking the investors like they had so many people in their bank when they didn't. Now they got to pay back $85 million. They shady. I hope Wendy get everything that she's supposed to have. I think they need to give her money back. I really do. I think they need to reimburse her back her money because it's ridiculous. You taking my money away from me, my money, so you can watch me. Child, please. They need to get that lady back her money, and I hope she's out of that guardianship. And I hope that lawyer do what he needs to do so that lady can have some peace. She worked enough. She need to have some peace. Leave that lady alone. Let that lady do what she needs to do and get up out of that mess. That's all I got.
Callie, your thoughts?
Yeah, you can't just lock somebody up and take all their money. Wendy, I believe that Wendy has some health issues, but do I believe that Wendy is like out of her mind where she doesn't know what's going on and she can't take care of herself? No. I'm sorry. I don't believe she ever was. I don't know what exactly happened, how she got.
What thing is giving feedback?
Okay, let me take these headphones off. Okay. Hopefully that's better.
Yeah, it sounds better so far.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know exactly how Wendy ended up in this guardianship in the first place because when we got more information earlier this year, we found out that she signed herself into this guardianship and it has some kind of connection with something funny some lady and her son were trying to do to her account. So again, I don't know what they were trying to do with this bank that led to this woman being in this guardianship. Yeah, but as we can all see, the woman don't seem like she have frontal lobe dementia or anything else that's making her like incapacitated to the point where she needs to be in the guardianship. So the guardianship thing is over. Now, if she goes out and starts drinking again or whatever, there's really nothing we can do except wish her well and hope she stays on the right track.
Thank you, Callie. Savannah, your thoughts?
You know, I think that lawyer was exactly who Wendy needed to be her bulldog to get this conservatorship ended, and she's able to visit and go and come as she pleases. And I think we all can agree Wendy's not going to be the Wendy that we know and love from 4 or 5 years ago. And I do believe that Wendy does need some caregiver or overseer because she is going to need protections from both Calvin Sr. and Calvin Jr. and making sure that they don't get back into her money like they did to get her into this predicament to begin with. But she shouldn't have to be in the form of a prison to be able to have protections from people trying to get into her money. I think that this would make a lot of her fans very happy to know that Wendy's conservatorship would come to an end at the end of this year. And I think it would be a great comeback story, although I don't see her returning to a show. I think that Wendy, in some form of podcast or just even doing interview circuit, I think that would garner a lot of attention. And because that's one thing, her fans have stood by her. Like her a hater, there's no one out there currently that delivered the hot topics and the mess that Wendy did. And Wendy has a lot of secrets. She's a vault. She knows where a lot of the bones were buried from the 90s and 2000s. So we definitely need Wendy back in some form or fashion, but I don't think she'll be the Wendy that we love from back in the day. But that all of that don't matter. She'll be free. And that's what's important.
Yeah, I think it is very important for her to get out of this conservatorship, especially because this Sabrina just seems like a nasty person. It would be one thing if these conservatorships was set up for healing, set up for wellness, set up for true protection, allow the family to enter into their life and perhaps, get their loved one back. Because this is bigger than Wendy Williams. This is happening to a lot of wealthy people. It'll never happen to somebody who doesn't have the money for them to take, right? Those people get left out in the cold even when they need help. It mostly happens to people that have a lot of money for others to take and utilize. And then that's when you kind of get screwed, so to speak. So just very sad. I do want Wendy, hashtag free Wendy. I want her out of this conservatorship. I'm just hoping that, perhaps between her son, because sometimes, listen, when you're young and you see a lot of money in the bank and now you have the actual access to it, a lot of young people are not ready to, kind of deal with that type of money. For instance, and I don't know this for a fact, I heard that, the Combs kids, they want to remove Mama Joyce. I'm saying Mama Joyce, Janice is her name. Mama Combs, Janice Combs, off of, the overseeing the money, because they want to be able to do what they want to do. And she's probably telling them to calm the heck down on their daddy's money. So I think when young children have access to a lot of money and they don't have the financial education to know how to really handle and spend that money, it can go crazy real quick. So if her son, maybe he did initially make a mistake, but I think definitely for sure after not having access to his mother, because I think he definitely loves his mother all this time, he has learned a lesson and a mistake that, he'll never hopefully make again. I'm really praying that, when Wendy Williams get out, we don't see a Britney Spears situation. Britney Spears situation truly breaks my heart. I hate to see what is going on with her. I hate to see this for her. And yeah, I know she grown, but grown people need help too. And I really wish somebody could step back in and help Britney Spears reel this thing in, because I don't want to see anything bad happen to her. It's just devastating, if you ask me. Another devastating situation, if you ask me, and is Bianca Censori. Everybody right now currently in the outrage over, there's heated conversation going on about Diddy, about different lifestyles, and it got reignited as a result of this Diddy documentary. But let's be clear, when we see it in prevention mode, everybody say we can't step in and do anything because they're all adults. But yet now everybody's saying to all those people with Diddy, well, why didn't y'all speak up in real time? Because we get bashed when it comes time to speak up, and we get bashed when it's an aftermath and nobody spoke up. We got to figure out what the heck we want in this world so that people can get it right and so that change can happen. Bianca Censori running around with no clothes on, travesty, if you ask me. Britney Spears shaking it, dropping it, splitting it hot on Instagram and I guess TikTok with no clothes on. Tragic, if you ask me. But listen, guys, I appreciate y'all for coming through. The title was called Wow. Okay. This surgeon, he wanted the girlfriend to not have the baby. She wanted to have the baby. He took matters into his own hands. The best I can say with this story is, people, when we see a red flag and when someone shows us who they are, believe them. It takes more than 30 days, most experts say, to change your own personal bad habit. If you got a habit you want to change, they said it takes at least 30 days for you to change it. 30 consecutive days. And you know how many times we all did something and we tried to stop it and we can't make it past 30 days? If you can't change your own habits, why do we think we're going to change a bad mate's habits? We can't. This Rosemary Tucker, I wish her well. Fight your good fight in court, honey. If you didn't do it and you're not a scammer, I wish you all the best. Wendy Williams, I will always, always, always love Wendy Williams. I probably went to her talk show over 20-something times in New York. Always will love Wendy Williams. So I'm wishing her nothing but the best. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all. Y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo, choo.
Choo, choo, choo.